Warning. The following podcast has an awesome guy who creates awesome content. If you're a loser who only likes boring shit, then get the fuck out of here. Only super cool people are welcome here. Like, seriously, get the fuck out. Anyways, viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Midnight Lounge. Look guys, look at that. We got a new look. If you guys haven't already noticed, we have a new look for the podcast, and honestly, I'm loving the new look. It's been something I've been wanting to do for a while now. I thought, we're coming up on 30 episodes, and it's time to switch up the look a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And this look, I'm thinking might stay for a little bit. Now we still got shades of the old, but we still got the new colors, the new wave scheme, just the new visuals overall, just new visuals. I think it looks a lot better. It looks a lot fresh. It's definitely easier on the eyes to look at with the logo. I'm loving the way it came out. I worked really hard. I spent hours upon hours getting it together. It's really harder than it looks to come up with the design that like kind of matches with what I'm going for. The colors, the fonts, just the look that I kind of envisioned, and it just came out just great. Now I do have some other surprises in the future, but that's going to be way later on. But stay tuned, for that. I'm talking, this is probably going to take a couple months to do, so don't expect it right away, but I might come up with something special. So stay tuned. But we have a lot to cover. A lot has been going on recently, and we're going to be talking about something that we did talk about a couple weeks ago. But there has been more news since that time, and we're going to go ahead and talk about that and discuss that. And yeah, it's been pretty crazy, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this. So, starting us out, before we have talked about this, but we're coming back for another episode of this, TikTok, man. TikTok. Last month, we saw it going into a bill to ban it, and the bill got passed and signed off on to ban TikTok. Now, this doesn't mean necessarily that TikTok will suddenly disappear from the phone, or that you'll get in any kind of like trouble if you use it when it does get banned, if it gets banned. It's just basically saying that if you don't already have TikTok, if you don't have it downloaded on your device, if it's not already on your device itself, you're not going to be able to find it. It's not going to be on the Google Play Store. It's not going to be on the App Store for Apple. It's not going to be on any of the app stores. There's not going to be a way to download it unless a third party situation where you find it somewhere. But that'd be the only way that you'd be able to find the app. Now, what this means also is the ban doesn't go in effect right away. It's been a couple weeks now, and we still haven't had any issues. TikTok is still going strong, still doing its thing. The original proposal gave TikTok's owner ByteDance this is the original proposal, right? This is the original proposal. They gave ByteDance 6 months to pretty much get it into the U.S. Instead of it being like a Chinese-owned type thing, they had to make it to where it was a U.S.-only type of thing, right? And that lasted a couple months. It lasted, I want to say, up to like 9 months, right? And then And then what they went ahead and did is whenever they pass this new bill, they're giving the company another couple months to try to find another seller. Now, if someone was to happen to buy TikTok in the later, dates where, it's come close, it's almost a deadline where they have to sell, right? If the sale is already in progress, the company will then get another 3 months to complete that sale. So basically, if they're coming up to their 6 months, right, and the last 3 weeks, they're finally in talks of making a sale, right? But the sale doesn't go through in 3 weeks, they have another 3 months to actually get that process over with. So again, it could even last longer than this. I mean, who knows what'll happen? I'm guaranteeing you that we're probably going to see TikTok going into court again and try to challenge things. So it could perhaps go on a little further down the line, but who knows? But yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean that TikTok is going to go away from your phone. It just basically means that it's not going to be able to download anymore. So when it's taken off of the app stores, this will also mean that TikTok won't be able to send any updates, no security patches, no bug fixes, nothing new to the app, right? Which will then, in time, make the app very unstable, very weird to use because there's going to be all these bugs and patches. They'll probably find a way to hack it, all these crazy things that people, like to do. And it might become a security risk if, TikTok does not have any owners and it's not able to do anything with the app. So we might see, if TikTok does not get sold and it is banned and taken off of these stores, we might see the app pretty much go one way all the way down. You know what I'm saying? Like it might flip-flop. It might be the hottest thing, and then a couple months later, it might fall off because there's so many problems that come up in the app. Maybe some security features might not even let you open it, or a bug, might not even let you open the app. A lot of problems can occur whenever an app is not being developed and not being constantly maintained and, updated and things like that. So, hey, I mean, who knows what's going to happen? Maybe we don't even have to worry about that. There might be a seller. I mean, if I was, if I had the money, by all means, let's buy it out. Because by buying it out, you're pretty much going to quadruple your money in a couple months' time, maybe a little bit longer. But you're going to be making that money back from the app because there's going to be so much people that are still going to be using it and a lot more people that are signing up with it, and it's just going to continue to grow. So why not, actually try to own it? But at the same time, like we said before, maybe once this is all said and done, or even before then, there might be another app that is like a TikTok that comes out. Because remember before, we had, Vine before TikTok, right? And then we also had, Musical.ly or whatever it was? That was also before TikTok too. Those apps were really popular until they got taken down, right? Until they just stopped, whatever. So, it is possible that there might be another app in the works that would be U.S. Subsidized, where we don't have to worry about, the U.S. making a big deal and saying that it has to be U.S. owned only and it can't be, other foreign country owned and things like that, right? So we might be able to see another app, but who knows? Because right now, YouTube is starting making their little shorts, right? And they're starting to become kind of like a TikTok thing. Instagram has their Instagram Reels where, They're kind of have like the little, TikTok little shorts and stuff like that, little videos on there too. So I mean, we're already seeing a lot of these apps that that we're familiar with already starting to try to compete with TikTok and making it more user friendly, where people can actually post not only on TikTok but on their stuff too. So that way it kind of promotes a little bit more. So maybe we're already kind of seeing that happen, where the transition is going to go from TikTok to Instagram to, something else. It who knows? It could happen. It could happen. But yeah, so TikTok is facing a ban right now. So they do have a couple months to try to get a seller strictly from the U.S. It can't be no outside foreign country that buys it out. It has to be a company that is only local to the U.S. and not anywhere else. So who knows? I mean, Google and Apple, why not one of them buy it out? You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if it was strictly a Google thing or an Apple thing. You know what could happen to that? If Facebook was to buy out TikTok, I probably wouldn't want Facebook to get it. I probably wouldn't want Twitter. I don't know. I just feel like there's so much potential in TikTok still, and it's continuing to get better and continuing to grow, that like there's still a lot of room for improvement and growth in TikTok, that it would be stupid for someone not to buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would just be kind of a waste to see that type of platform just go down, because a lot of people they depend on TikTok. A lot of people, they like I said before, they make their money on there. They make a living on there. People like me, we like to get recipes, or sometimes when we're feeling down, we go on TikTok and we find a funny video and we're like, hey, this is hilarious, and we kind of cheer up, right? There's a lot of things, a lot of uses for TikTok that people use to their advantage on a daily basis, that if it's taken down, there might be some problems. A lot of people's lives are going to be changed if this ban does happen and it gets taken down. And I'm pretty sure that once TikTok is unofficially off the market, or officially off the market, I should say, I'm pretty sure that those TikTok gifts and everything, you're not going to be able to get paid out for those, because there's not a company behind TikTok anymore that's going to pay you out, which means that everything that you're sending from now until the end of this thing might not even go to that creator that you're giving that stuff to, because they're not going to be able to cash it out. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if I was a content creator on there making big money, I would definitely keep tabs on the way TikTok's future is going, just because I don't want to be on that late train where if something was to happen, I don't want it to affect my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd want to make sure that I can at least cash out in time, that I'm not left in the dust and waiting for the last possible moment, or even miss the moment to cash out on all my earnings. And definitely would try to maybe start up a second, a plan B option, where you got to start posting somewhere else, even if it's Instagram or somewhere else that has a little shorts like TikTok. Just venture out into other platforms and kind of see how that works out. And then, over time, if it starts growing and growing, maybe it's time to maybe look into migrating your TikTok over to those platforms. But just kind of have that backup option in mind. That's what I would do, is just have that backup plan in motion, and just really just see where TikTok kind of goes from here. And see if, just really read up on seeing if anyone is going to be interested in buying out TikTok, if, what the future holds for that. So that's definitely what I should, I would be doing if I was a content creator. But that's not the only crazy news that we've had since the last time that we have talked about TikTok. We got, in the world of music, a lot of drama and commotion going on in the hip hop scene right now, with two popular, it started off with three, but now it's down to two very popular, very talented rappers, singers, whatever you want to call them. We got Drake and we have Kendrick. Man, look, they've been dropping diss tracks about each other for, it feels like a couple weeks now, and it feels like every other day we're getting a new diss track about someone, and it's just getting crazy. It all started with a song that I'm guessing, I don't really know the history behind everything. I don't really, listen to Drake and J. Cole and Kendrick that much. I love Kendrick. I love his music. I like, listening to J. Cole. Some of Drake's older I'm a fan of, but none of his newer. But just what's happening with everything right now between them, and them beefing and really getting personal and bringing their families into things, and just the way everything is going. It's kind of intense. It reminds me a lot of the MGK and Eminem beef that we had a couple years back, but it also kind of reminds me of like the Biggie and Tupac kind of feud back in the day, and in the 90s, where they were going and beefing, and it's just getting really personal. And let's just hope it stays on the mic, because I'm pretty sure none of us really want any harm to come. We just like that raw, like, emotion in the rap music right now. We like that ruthless aggression that they're showing for each other, and that they're really just going off on each other. We like that, but hopefully it doesn't lead to anything more where someone gets hurt or even killed, because that's not something that we want. We want to keep it on we want to keep it on wax. From what I've heard someone say, we got to keep it on wax and nothing more. All right, so let's keep it there. But it's going. Oh, man, I can't even talk. It's been going crazy though. So it all started off with a song that I believe Drake and J. Cole dropped, and they mentioned the big three, where it was him, J. Cole, and Kendrick in this big three, right? Then Kendrick got a hold of this and was like, no, it's not the big three. It's just Big Me, right? We all heard it. We all heard the songs by now. And that's where it all started. So because Kendrick kind of was like, nope, it's not big three, it's just Big Me. That's where Drake and Kendrick feud started. J. Cole was in it for a bit. He put out a diss track, but then a couple days later, he took it away. He announced it on stage where he was performing that he just felt bad. He didn't feel right in the soul, and that he respects Kendrick too much, and he would love to work with Kendrick. That he actually took back the diss track that he made about Kendrick and pretty much apologized to Kendrick, right? Well, Drake, on the other hand, wasn't about that. He's standing on business, and he came out to Kendrick. And we all know Kendrick stands on business as well and didn't back down. So now we got Kendrick and Drake going back to back with each other right now, just taking some shots, right? But we have still yet to see a knockout finish. It's still going, and man, I want to say it's been about a day or two now that we haven't really heard anything new. I know the latest one was Drake dropping his, and then Kendrick dropped his the day before, I believe. So it's getting pretty crazy. And not only that, but Rick Ross also got involved. Metro Boomin got involved. I want to say Future's name was involved. I mean, a lot of these like names, like big artists right now, are getting name dropped in these diss tracks too, by Drake. Everyone's just coming at Drake right now. And to be honest, man, like if I had to choose a side, Kendrick all the way. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Drake's music nowadays. His older stuff back in the day was alright. You know, some of his songs are a vibe, but I'm more into Kendrick, and J. Cole, and you know, I like J. Cole. I respect him. I understand where he was coming from by backing out, not wanting the drama, not wanting that. But at the same time, like if you're gonna put out a diss track, that you have to keep by that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't make a diss track and then put it out for the world to hear, and then you're like, oh no, never mind. Like I take it back. Like no, I'm just playing. You know, like, it was kind of like that. Like no, I was just playing. You can't do that. You can't take back what you say. You gotta stand on your shit. You know, if you're gonna talk it, you gotta stand there and fucking, you know, do your shit. And so I felt like J. Cole kind of like let down his fans and let down his peeps. With that, you know, a lot of people were like, oh, J. Cole about to go off, right? But no, he kind of apologized, and I know it threw a lot of people off, and a lot of his fans were not really with it. But I can understand where, you know, he was coming from, and everything, and you know, I can respect him enough to you know, not really give him that hard, what's the word? That I don't even know the word I'm looking for, but like I'll give him a pass. You know, I'll give him a pass. I respect him for apologizing and shit, and taking it off. I mean, that's cool and everything, but at the same time, like you already made it. You know, like stand on your shit. But Kendrick is definitely my top right now, and it's getting wild. It's getting wild. I mean, I can't even really I can't even really say what they've been talking about, because it's a lot of personal shit and a lot of controversial stuff. I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, so in the world of music right now, a lot of people are going off right now. A lot of people are coming at Drake. Drake is claiming that it's a 1v20, but I don't know, man. I don't know why where everyone just got this hatred for Drake, but I knew it was going to come eventually, because everyone wants to be the best, right? And a lot of people say that Drake is the best because he's always selling out and always, you know, number one. So in order to be the best, you got to beat the best, right? And so I think that's where Kendrick got offended with the whole Big Three thing, because Kendrick feels that like he's not even a competition for Drake and J. Cole. He feels like he's superior, and that's where I feel like, you know, Kendrick kind of felt that frustration. Was like, no, it's not Big Three, it's just Big Me. So I mean, that's just kind of my thoughts. I don't know about you guys. I don't even know if you guys know about this beef. I know a lot of you, you know, some of you don't even listen to rap the way others do. You guys, you know, stick to your own genre of music. But me, like, I like my rap. I like my hip hop, and right now it's some really good hip hop going on right now. We can only see how this progresses with further diss tracks, maybe other people getting involved, you know, in the rapping. I don't know, man. I don't know how this is going to play out. I mean, we kind of saw what happened with MGK and Eminem, the way that it played out. They did a couple disses, and overall, I think Eminem kind of ended that feud, but a lot of people still to this day think that MGK kind of took the W on that one. But I don't know, man. I feel like I like MGK and I like Eminem both. And the way that MGK's and Eminem's beef started was from a song by my favorite rapper. And I don't know, it was kind of one of those things where, like, I like both of them and I didn't want to choose a side. But I really think that Eminem really took the W and MGK took the L in that feud. But hey, a lot of people beg to differ. They have a different opinion than I do, and that's okay because we're all allowed to have our own opinions. We're all allowed to have our own opinions about things. But my opinion on this one, Kendrick is taking the W right now and Drake's taking the L. I mean, even on this last diss track that Drake put out, the way he was kind of putting, the way he was kind of approaching the diss track, it seemed like he was nervous about something. It felt like Kendrick was, getting to him and really like speaking some facts, and Drake was kind of getting defensive about everything because he knows that he's kind of getting himself in a little corner. And that's the way I feel about it. I don't know. A lot of people right now, they're kind of caught in between right now. They don't really know what's happening. They're kind of just enjoying the ride. And that's kind of what I'm at right now. I'm kind of just enjoying the ride, seeing where this is headed. And then I know eventually no one's really going to give a fuck about what happens. They're going to be like, all right, this is getting old. I still think I have my own opinion, and then people are gonna be like, oh, I still think that so is better. So it's not gonna really come to any type of like one-sided win. So it's just gonna be one of those things like an Eminem and MGK feud where everyone's gonna have their own opinions. Everyone's gonna be a fan of someone else. And I remember seeing a lot of videos when this rap feud started happening, that it started becoming like an issue between like friend groups too, where people were, getting mad at their friends for being a supporter of one side and not the other. And it was just kind of ruining friendships. And honestly, I don't know if those are like legit or not. I just saw them on TikTok a lot. So, you never know with TikTok. It could be like a skit or it could be real. But I just saw a lot of those and I thought they were really funny because it's like some people really do take music like that, where they take it too serious. And, if you don't necessarily agree with them on a certain, their opinion about music or something, they get offended by that and they think that, you're their enemy, you're the ops. And so I just thought it was really funny, like seeing all those videos come out when the feud started happening, and just like, the way that people were like, no, you like Kendrick, well get out, and then they're like, no, you like Drake, get out. It was kind of funny to see all those. But yeah, so music game is going crazy. TikTok ban is going crazy. I mean, we'll kind of see what happens there. What else is going on, man? The Kentucky Derby just happened. The NASCAR championships. Let's just talk about that real quick before I head on out. Did you guys notice a trend going on with these Kentucky Derby and the NASCAR race lately? Did you guys notice a trend? Have you guys seen it? If you guys don't know, you're about to find out. If you guys ever watch the movie Cars by Disney, right? Is it Disney? Pixar? Pixar's right. Pixar is Disney. Yeah. If you guys ever seen Cars, you guys know what I'm talking about now. Lightning McQueen, at the end, he sticks his tongue out and it's like a photo finish type, where it's like a millisecond difference between a win and a loss. Tell me how. No, not tell me why. All right, this ain't Backstreet Boys. Tell me how both the Kentucky Derby and NASCAR ended up the same fucking way that Cars did. They both came at the photo finish like split second differences in both races, the Kentucky Derby and the NASCAR one. How the fuck in the same like month, like the same week pretty much? How the fuck? What are the coincidences? What are the chances of that happening? Is it a conspiracy theory? Are we conspiracy theorists now? Is this going to be one of those? Ooh, now I got you thinking, huh? Now I got you thinking. Hey, if you're a conspiracy theorist, do your thing. Let me know what you think about that. If you're just a regular person, you're like, I don't give a fuck, Keisha. If you don't get that reference, I'm going to slap the shit out you. But I'm just saying, if you don't get that excited about things, and you're like, who cares about the Kentucky Derby or NASCAR or whatever, it's just a coincidence. Hey, that's your opinion, that's your thoughts. I'm just saying, it's kind of fucking weird that both of them fucking ended up at a photo finish, like millisecond difference. It's fucking wild. Alright, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm gonna leave it at, because we are out of time for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and it's good to be back on our normal trend of things. It's been a while since we had a normal episode, and it's good to be back. New look for the Midnight Lounge. I hope you guys are liking it so far. We got a new logo for the Midnight Lunatic, my logo. We got a new look for myself as well. If you guys like those new looks, I did post them onto my Instagram. If you click that link down in the description, it's going to take you to all of my socials. And if you go to my Instagram and you like that, please smash that like button and comment which one is your favorite look, my logo or the Midnight Lounge podcast logo. Let me know. And yeah, it's been a crazy time, but I'm out of breath, getting excited over here. But hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a good work day, work night, weekend, weekday, ride home from work, ride to work. I'm still gonna say it, in the shower, in the bath. Don't know why you would fucking do that, but some people do. Hey, whatever, no judgment. Fucking weirdo. Anyways, yeah, so just have a good day, have a good life, have a good year, have a good month, have a good week, second, hour, whatever the case might be. Just have a fucking great one. Just have a great day, and just don't let anyone ruin your time. All right, don't let anyone ruin your time of life, your time of living. You do you, boo-boo, and you live a happy fucking life, alright? Fuck the haters, fuck the doubters, fuck the haters, fuck the dramas, fuck the, I don't know, just fuck the fucks, But yeah, I'm out of here. I love you guys. And as always, I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.